actually a holiday movie review, though.
No, but I mean, it is the holidays, so I mean.
There we go.
There we go. That's the eye. What's funny is what was it? The Black Panther one, where it was so dark. You just see this eye kind of swinging back and forth as we're reviewing.
I forgot about it.
So yes, this is not a holiday film, but it is out the holiday season. My brain just went blank.
Weird.
So yes, the long-awaited the Al Yankovic story. Now I've been looking forward to this for a while because I am a
huge Weird Al fan.
I'm a huge Weird Al fan. He was the music of my 90s while everyone else was listening to, you know, Hanson and Britney Spears and all these other ones. It was Weird Al for me and my friends. It was Amish Paradise and Gump and Jurassic Park. I've seen the guy in concert twice.
I was going to say, is he the only modern artist you've seen in concert?
No, I've seen other ones.
Okay.
But he's like the one that I remember.
Right.
You know, because, man, what a great show. So I was looking forward to this for a long time. And
the middle kid, my daughter, she is really into Weird Al too.
Yep.
And so we decided we're gonna watch it all together.
Yep. And in classic Weird Al fashion, this is not
a straight up biopic.
I heard a lot of people who were very surprised when they watched this movie. Like, I haven't watched any reviews for it or anything, but it just seems like a lot of people are like, wait, what's going on? It's like they didn't quite get that this was all a joke.
Right.
Because it's Weird Al.
I mean, of course it's a parody. Of course it's not an actual thing.
And especially when you consider that, I mean, I'm not going to try to dissect the man's life, but for biopic fodder, he would not be the most interesting person.
By all accounts, yeah.
You know, he's never been in trouble with drugs or alcohol. He's never
maintains a healthy relationship with his supportive parents.
Yeah, well, did till they passed.
Right.
You know, he's been with his wife for,
oh gosh,
you know, I don't even know how long. You know, but by all accounts, he's just a great, nice, wonderful guy. So it's like, where's the fodder for the biopic?
Right.
In that, especially also when you consider that every behind-the-scenes thing done on him. I mean, you know, back in the '90s when they used to do behind the music.
Yeah.
On VH1, of course, they did one on him, and it was just, you know, none of it was taken seriously because, like, he's not your typical rock star.
Right.
So everything in this is just. The tongue is so firmly implanted in the cheek, it's like bursting through the side.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Beginning with, you know, the accordion not being what did it call, the devil squeeze box?
The devil squeeze box.
Yeah. Not being, and like, I loved when they went to the hardcore party he snuck out to, and it was polka music.
It was a polka party.
Polka.
You know, because
you didn't tell me this is going to be a polka party.
Yeah. And everything from the disapproving father to the, you know,
the mother who's sneaky behind the dad's back. Oh, jeez, a beats.
Wow. Okay.
Man.
That guy's a really small penis. Anyway. You know, in every cliche there is the rock and roll girlfriend that leads him down the wrong path.
Madonna.
In this case, being Madonna, played by Evan Rachel Wood.
And really well.
Yeah, and it was
really well by Evan Rachel.
It was so nice to see Evan Rachel Wood back.
Yes.
You know, given everything that's gone on in her life.
Especially the last couple of years with the documentary coming out.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So it was really good to see her back and doing really well and seeming to, I think that's the big thing about this, and everyone seemed to be having a lot of fun.
Right.
Making this movie. It seemed like everybody involved got the joke.
Yeah.
And was just
Oh, and so many cameos. Like, every time there was a person, I was like, hey, that's Conan O'Brien.
Yeah.
Hey, that's Quentin Brunston.
Yeah, it was Conan O'Brien as Andy Warhol.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Oh, like, so many comedians as...
Jack Black as Wolfman.
Oh, I love Jack Black.
Wolfman Jack. Rainn Wilson as
Dr.
Demento.
Who looks absurdly like Dr. Demento.
He does.
It's so weird. Yeah. And Daniel Radcliffe as Al was pretty great.
Sorry, I was trying to get the power. Yeah. Because I think that's who we really need to talk about is Daniel Radcliffe as Weird Al, and just how good of a job he really did.
Yeah.
Especially if you look at Weird Al in UHF, you know, his movie. Like, they have the same
hair and everything.
They have the same mannerisms. There's this great bit where he's like, screaming at Dr. Demento and slamming a phone into the, and like that is such a Weird Al thing to do, you know. And he had all of that down. I think Daniel Radcliffe did a great job.
He really did. He really did. I mean, and when he was doing the dance to like a surgeon, it was like, I mean, it was really great.
So when he did all the, Weird Al did all the singing still, because that was still all him. So,
right. Although I was listening to an interview, they had to re-record almost everything.
Yeah.
Because of the way it's presented in the movie, it's done as like a live performances, and so they had to re-record even the first one where they're singing in the bathroom.
Yeah, and that's the interesting thing about this film is how it starts out. Yeah, it's kind of it's a parody, and you know they're following the biopic tropes, but they include a lot of actual facts in there.
Right.
You know, like how the famous story of him recording My Bologna, and another one rides the bus in a bathroom, and then mailing it to Dr. Demento, and that's how he got his start.
Right.
You know, so they pepper it with enough facts there in the beginning to allow you to kind of go, okay, we are going to get, and then it just goes completely off the rails.
Oh my gosh, so off the rails, but in a good way.
Yeah,
it's supposed to go off the rails.
Yeah, you know, the whole thing with him and Madonna.
Oh gosh.
And then what was it?
And Pablo
Escobar kidnapping Madonna to force Weird Al to
sing at his birthday party.
And then like Weird Al goes all commando
my gosh.
in the camo Hawaiian shirt.
Yes.
And then Madonna becomes the new Pablo Escobar.
Escobar, yeah.
And then like at the end, she's wearing the outfit she was wearing in the '90s, which did that military album. Yeah, it was just so fucking.
It was so funny.
It was just. I also really love the kind of the twist of it being that he. At a certain point, he decided he didn't want to do parodies anymore. And he was writing his own songs, and then all the other artists were stealing from him.
Right.
That Michael Jackson was stealing his music and re-recording it, and that was making him mad. You know, and at the end when they're doing Amish Paradise and Coolio's in the audience going,
Oh my gosh.
You know.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, I mean, it was totally bizarre. It's totally, but it was exactly what a Weird Al movie would be.
I mean, it's exactly what you would picture a Weird Al film would be.
Yeah, I have no complaints. The production value was really good.
For a Roku movie.
And the people they had come in and play the cameos or the parts of real people, like they really kind of committed and went for it. Dimitri Martin as Tiny Tim, that was pretty good, you know. And I loved seeing Quentin Brunston as Oprah.
Yes.
I love Quentin Brunston. So Yeah, I don't know. I also enjoyed that the way that Weird Al works. You know, he got approval from as many people as he could for their representation.
Yeah.
So the implication is that Madonna is totally on board with this lambasting that he does of her.
I mean, honestly, of all the things that people have done or said about Madonna, this is hardly the worst.
Oh, true.
You know, this is and I think that's the heart and soul of Weird Al, and this is why Weird Al, I think, has existed for so long, and why he's maintained his popularity is it's never a cruel lambasting.
Right.
Like, the things he does, the parodies he does, are not mean-spirited in any kind of way, shape, or form. You know, there's a great deal of respect for the artist, a great deal of love for the music. You know, he's not, and very rarely is he ever out there actually making fun of the person.
True. Except for maybe Nirvana.
Smells Like Nirvana. You can make the argument.
But they were on board with it.
Yeah, Achy Breaky Song.
Yeah.
Was a little bit of that. But, you know, and those are like hardly even,
right,
you know, what you could call mean-spirited.
I think just, you know, you've said this before when watching movies and reviewing things, is in order to make a parody of something, you have to love it in the first place.
Yeah, to make a good parody.
Mm-hmm.
You have to love the original.
And I think that comes through. Like, I think Weird Al just loves music and entertainment and pop culture.
And he just loves being funny and just, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, so yeah, I know he and Madonna are friends in real life. I don't know how good of friends, but they, you know, so yeah, she obviously signed off on all of this. And
do you ever wonder if when Weird Al is at home relaxing, he like straightens his hair and wears like all beige cashmere and like has like one of those houses that's all pristine.
Like his home life is like something out of the 50s.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Like he just come up, it's like, hello, darling. I have returned from my day at the studio.
And he's like never laughs at home. No, I don't think so.
That would be funny.
I think his house probably looks more like ours with kitschy things.
Oh God, yes.
Everywhere.
Are you kidding? Yeah. Of course, we were talking about cameos. There's a cameo for you. Weird Al himself has a
that's right.
cameo, kind of doing a joke version of Mike Myers being the record producer in the Queen movie. You know, he's the record producer who's telling Weird Al, who is Daniel Radcliffe, you're never gonna make it in this town, or you need to quit. Don't ever do this again. You know.
Yeah. No, that was pretty good.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I think. Oh, I'm sorry, that was a big yawn.
It's okay.
Overall, it was, it was enjoyable.
Anything you can think of on the negative side?
I could see where it would be too much for people. If you don't go into it with, like, I don't know why you would watch it if you weren't like a Weird Al fan.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But if you weren't and you were kind of expecting something a little more normal, then maybe you would find a lot of fault with it. But if you go into it having consumed and enjoyed any of Weird Al's entertainment, then I think it should be right up your alley.
Yeah, I think that's exactly like you said. If you're not a Weird Al fan, one, why are you watching it?
Right.
Unless you're just a biopic junkie. And two, yeah, if you know Weird Al, you know his sense of humor, and you know kind of the irreverence of it all.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. And I will say I would like to live Dr. Demento's best life where he's in a huge bubble bath hot tub watching TV. Like,
In a top hat.
In a top hat, yeah. Like,
I think that's the cover of one of his albums, I think.
of Dr. Demento's album?
I think so. I could be wrong about that. But I think I've seen that image of him doing that somewhere.
I mean, that's just the dream.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, I have a hard time for what this is. It is exactly what it says on the box, so it's really hard to find.
Yeah, I can't
find any kind of real fault with it. The only thing I might say is I would have liked a little bit more fact kind of sprinkled in there. Just a little bit, just to kind of tie all of the craziness back together, kind of like they did at the beginning with the, having to record in the bus station and all of that.
Right.
Just a few more little, factual things, maybe go into stuff about the movie and all that. But that's minor. I don't think it would have done much here or there.
Right. I think that, yeah, like you kind of want the true, like the background of Weird Al, but like you said, I mean, I think that you get what you get with him.
Yeah, I think that there's just, it's not to say he's not a deep person or has had no problems in life. It's just he's very surface. What you see is what you get. And,
right.
What more do you need to know? I write funny songs.
Yeah.
How much deeper do you need to get with that?
Right.
So, so I mean, yeah. But I like I say, I can see how some people might.
It might be too much.
Yeah, or it might be, like I say, a little too irreverent or a little too kitschy. But, as a Weird Al fan, I truly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It was entertaining, and hey, the girls thought it was hilarious.
Yeah. So that's a pretty high praise right there.
Yeah, if you can get CJ to stick it out for an entire movie.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. All right, so I don't think there's much more to get into on this one. So, pretty short, simple, and to the point on this review.
Yeah.
Okay, so final grade for you for Weird, the Al Yankovic story.
I'd say it's an A.
Okay.
I don't know why not an A+, but I'd say it's an A. You get what you get.
Yeah.
Like, you got what you came for.
Yep. And I will agree with that. I will also go an A on this one. And again, I don't know why not an A+. I will.
It's not that there's really anything wrong with it.
Yeah, just it didn't quite. I think maybe we talked about the good production values, but I also think the lack of production values, like because it is a Roku film, maybe didn't allow them to go as big as maybe they wanted to.
I don't know. It seems pretty big to me.
I don't know. I think they like maybe it could have gone bigger, and that would have gotten it the A+. But yeah, I have no real complaints about it. It was fun. It was wacky. It was Weird Al. What more do you want in life? Yeah. So there you go, an A for me. All right. So thank you very much. So there you go, Weird, the Al Yankovic story. So okay. But we are not done. We are doing a holiday double feature. So I'm going to change wardrobe, and then we are going to be back. So thank you for joining us. Thanks for coming along. And as always, drive safe, and we will see you at the movies.